Draggie is an Earth-attributed rank D yokai of the Slippery tribe. If you want to befriend him, don't worry about it because he's part of the storyline. Draggie can evolve into Dragon Lord by being fused with the Dragon Orb. By his looks and also the Japanese name of Dragon Lord, Ryujin, they are based on the Japanese dragon Ryu, or otherwise called Eastern Dragon. Draggie is a baby version of Dragon Lord. He is a small green dragon that can stand upright with a crystal ball on top of his head. To emphasize the baby in Draggie, he has a white baby food apron with a swirl mark on it. Once evolved, he looks more like a typical green dragon, but with hair resembling Goku from Dragon Ball Z. The inspiration doesn't stop there. He looks like a cartoonish version of Shenron from Dragon Ball Z with the added crystal ball in his hand. Dragons are not exactly like yokai. They're in the category of deities that were worshipped since ancient times, unrivaled in wisdom and power. Ryujin, also known as Owatatsumi, deity of the sea, symbolizes the power of the ocean. He lives in Ryugujo, a palace under the sea built from red and white coral. This was where he did his work to control tides with magical tide jewels. The orb that Dragon Lord and Draggie holds is probably one of the sources of his power. He had servants that were other creatures like sea turtles, fish, and jellyfish, sort of like Aquaman in the form of a dragon. Ryujin is also capable of shapeshifting to human form. One of the most famous stories has to do with Japan's first real emperor, Emperor Jimmu. Ryujin had a daughter named Otohime. She met a hunter-fisherman named Huri, who was also the descendant of another god. So Huri was trying to find his brother's lost fishing hook beneath the waves when he stumbled upon Otohime. Shortly, they fell in love and got married under the ocean. Eventually, Huri wanted to come back to the surface with Otohime, who was pregnant with her child at the time. They eventually moved to a hut back on the surface close to the sea. When Otohime was about to give birth, she told Huri that he must not watch while she gave birth. Unfortunately, Huri got curious and peeked inside. Rather than seeing his wife, he saw a sea creature cradling his child. This creature was obviously his wife. After catching Huri spying on her, she was devastated that Huri broke her promise. So, she abandoned both him and their child by returning to the sea. She later sent her younger sister, Tamayori, to help raise the child. And as the child grew up, he married Tamayori and gave birth to Jimmu, who became the first emperor of Japan. In another story, Urashimo Taro, one of Japan's most famous myths, starts with a young fisherman saving a turtle from a group of children torturing it. Turns out, the turtle was the daughter of the dragon god Ryujin and went by the name Otohime. He was then rewarded with a visit to the undersea palace and spends 3 days with Otohime, shape-shifted into human form. Before the fisherman returned home, Otohime gave him a small box and told him that the box will protect him, but he should never open it. When the fisherman returns home, he finds out that 300 years has passed in the 3 days he spent in the palace. All his friends and family were gone. He realized that the box gave him eternal life, but without everyone in his life, he opted to open the box, making him grow into a 300-year-old man. The lesson is, be careful of Ryujin's treasures. In real life, Ryujin is worshipped as a god of water, a water kami. He is often worshipped by farmers who need rain to grow their crops, or fishermen who are out at sea that would pray for their safe return. The Japanese word for tornadoes, tatsumaki, literally means dragon's coil. In the past, whenever there's a natural disaster, people usually attribute it to the work of a dragon. The dragon symbolizes power, and who holds the most power in the old days? The king. In China, dragons are heavily associated with imperial rule. Whomever the current king would always be called a descendant of a dragon. Draggie and Dragon Lord are clearly inspired from the folktales and myths surrounding Ryujin. What do you think of the water god? Let us know in the comments below. And if there are more yokai or characters from other series you would like to see, let us know in the comments below as well. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can get our latest videos right away. Click over there for more videos. Fairies or other supernatural beings. In South America, it is known as Luz Mala, which means evil light, and is one of the more important myths in Argentina and Uruguay. It is reported to be seen quite often in rural areas. In Mexico, they are believed to be transformed witches. And in Australia folklore, the lights follow people